Okay, I'm just going to show you a really, really quick, simple dish that you can do. We came up with this because a lot of people get their new AEG appliances and they've got lots of features and they're never quite sure where to start, so this just kind of gets a few of those key messages over really, really simply, just to kind of give them that confidence. First of all, just take a piece of salmon. This works really well with cod as well. And then, whatever you've got in the fridge, whether it's half a bottle of sweet chilli sauce, might be a bit of barbecue sauce, even tried this with ketchup, worked out quite well, but any sort of like relishes, chutneys, things like that. Bit of hoisin. Put that on there. The point of that is it's just going to help the breadcrumbs stick. Any breadcrumbs will do. If you've got some stale bread in the cupboard, just whiz it up in a blender. Don't worry if it goes over the edge of the salmon, it's not a problem because any juices that come out of the salmon will just kind of like absorb into those breadcrumbs. Another thing that you can use, a few cornflakes. Cornflakes are a great way just to kind of add a bit of extra crunch as well, because again, texture is really important when you're eating. We'll add a few more breadcrumbs as well, just to help layer it. A little bit of salt. Now, two of the key messages on this dish are steam, by adding that to one of your oven functions is making it crispy. And what I'm going to do, just to help it on its way, a little bit of melted butter. A lot of chefs say you can never have too much butter when you're cooking, but it does add a nice browniness and brownness, and also a nice kind of, as well as the colorisation, also as well that flavour that you kind of get from butter. That's ready to go into the oven. And most people think the SenseCook probe, really, really good for kind of getting their, you know, roast beef perfectly medium or perfectly rare, but it also works really well on things like fish. So what I'm going to do now, take this over to the oven. Slide that onto my telescopic rails. Now, one of the great points of difference about our probe technology is that you're not kind of putting the probe inside the oven, so it can be quite difficult to negotiate, particularly when the oven's hot. It goes outside, so that kind of gives you a lot more access to whatever shelf you'd like to use. Turn the appliance on. Automatically, it's recognised that I've added the probe. So we're going to set the temperature now, 59 degrees. Perfect temperature for me for salmon. I'm going to put the temperature up to 180 degrees. But again, just to help people start on this steam journey, I'm going to go into the steam menu. Now, steam, or by adding vapour, we're using humidity low pro setting. Steam is a great way to kind of conduct heat, whereas dry air is not so effective. That's why a steam burn always hurts when you get one. But what that's really going to do is that's going to kind of bring out the browning and the crispiness, and also as well with that added vapour inside the cavity, it's also going to give us a really nice juicy piece of salmon when we're finished. So two great messages there, using the probe, using the steam. We've already filled up the water tank and it will just start automatically. So you've got the core temperature that's happening inside the salmon at the moment, but once it reaches that perfect temperature that I want, 59 degrees, the appliance will automatically switch off and we know dinner's ready and we've got those consistent results. So the oven's automatically turned off because the salmon is perfectly cooked inside, 59 degrees. And like I say, the SenseCook probe, I always think of it as almost like a cross between autopilot and X-ray eyes. Good little trick as well, what I'm going to do is just put a little bit of salmon just underneath it. The idea with that, the heat from the salmon will just help to wilt the spinach leaves, and we'll just slide this straight off the paper, straight on top of the spinach leaves. I'll just pop a few of those just around the edge there. It just gives it a nice little burst of colour just right at the end of the cook. One's around the side. And then all that's left now is just give it a quick squeeze of lemon. And we've got nice crunchy salmon. And then what you find is that salmon is beautifully cooked. You can see the vapour coming out there. Really nice, moist, just flaking away, but not overcooked, not undercooked, just right. And you can just see the juice that's inside that, but all the flakes just come away from each other. Really beautiful, soft, juicy salmon, but then you've got the nice crust on top from your crumbs.